Good afternoon. All of us are used to technology. Every day we use mobile, we use many things, and that's all technology. And although we use technology, we don't understand it intuitively. For me, technology is the only change that happens in the world. The society surrounds it, society falls around it. A new technology comes, and the society starts actually falling around it. If you ask yourself, what is technology? Everyone will have a different answer. For me, technology means something which we have never done before as humans, or something which is a new way of doing the old thing. Whichever way, that technology adds value to the society. If you can think of the first technology ever, what it would be? For me, perhaps it was fire. Fire existed before mankind came, but it was untamed. It was not useful. Somebody, somewhere, some human started controlling fire, started making fire in a small place, controlling it in a small place, and that was a new invention, a new way of doing things. It was a new technology. It was not dependent on science. Nobody understood why fire worked. But that person created that framework. And that is where the fire started evolving in a different way. Fire could be used to heat up people during cold times. Fire could be used to cook food. Fire could be used even to act as a weapon against your enemies. And fire had many, many other usages. And that's where the societies which adapted to fire end up becoming more prosperous, better, started subjugating other societies. And those societies ending up using fire again and again. That fire technology took several millenniums, several thousands of years to reach across all societies in the world. Many societies even now worship fire. And we know that fire is a great technology. But when it was invented, we didn't know much about the science part of the fire, nor we do much about it now. Many other technologies got evolved after that. For example, wheel. Again, it took several thousand years to spread across the world, across many societies. Extracting metal from soil was another interesting technology where you could use it for day-to-day use in household, but also as a weapon, like swords and all. And those societies which used it interestingly end up becoming better, more prosperous, started living longer, and so on and so forth. And that is where the technology changes life, but technology changes also society. Any technology that comes usually used to be managed by the elites. The elites in the society would generally master the technology upfront. And in case a new technology was discovered or invented in the same society, then they will co-opt the inventor or take it by force. If the technology was invented outside and was useful, the elites used to always connect to the outside world, not the normal people, not the people below. And that's where, again, the elites will master the technology coming from outside and would again control the society. And that is how the order was maintained, that there was an elite group and then there were people below. Of course, there are societies which created even more elaborate structures of creating order, like Indian society, where we had very elaborate caste structures, but effectively, the technology of knowledge was one few sliver of people, and then everyone had to fall in line. There was no chaos. It is very predictable. The technology, for me, comes in waves. And waves used to come slower earlier, over thousands of years. A technology comes, spreads over 1,000 years or thousands of years, then next technology comes, next technology comes. But somewhere on the line, over 600 years back, technology started moving faster. The waves started coming faster and faster. After Renaissance period in Europe, the feudal system, which was where the agrarians, the people below, were working in abject poverty, did not have much to eat, started moving towards cities to work in factories. New technologies like steam engine, railways, textile mills, all of them started coming up. And the Europeans from difficult agrarian places, from farms, started moving towards the cities. And that is where they started getting more aspirations, more awareness. Most of them continued to be poor, stayed in abject poverty, but a newer framework came up, newer elites came up that were businessmen. Earlier, elites were not businessmen, they were traders, but not very respected. And now, the businessmen started getting respected. And a new framework was conceptualized, which is called capitalism, where large industries came up and people could make money out of other people's work, but only because they had money. And the capitalism came up. But more importantly, the society started actually working in a different way. Society created more aspirations. And because of that technology, which allowed more people to sit together, work together, it also got them to think about it, and a new framework of doing things came up, that is democracy. French Revolution, in my opinion, was an outcome of technology. Because people started getting to know each other, people started becoming more prosperous, and that's where they also demanded ability to also have say in doing a lot of things. And that is where the society changed. The technology changed society, but again, those technologies came over generations. Technology came much faster, but still over generations, over 3, 4 generations, 100 years, 200 years. A steam engine took 600 years to come across the entire world. But slowly, the technology waves became faster and faster. Electricity took 150 years. We are still trying to electrify many villages or many homes. A television took 60 years. A mobile phone took 30 years. A Google took 15 years. A Facebook took 7 years. The technology waves are coming faster and faster. And that is where you need to understand that one single technology over last 50 years changed the face of Earth, changed the face of Indian and also the international society by ensuring that we connect to each other, we have more information, we are able to express our views, and that is where the life changed completely. One single technology was born around 50 to 60 years back. It went up, had its peak, and now spawning literally 20, 30 similarly transformative industries. That is still now. That the elites were managing the societies using technologies because it used to come over generations. And elites could master the technology from the inventor by co-opting or by force, or otherwise taking it or importing from abroad. And that happened to Industrial Revolution. That happened to many, many other technologies. Now, going forward, what will happen? The technology which changed completely in one generation has given us an idea that elites will no longer be able to actually control the technologies. A person like you or me will also be able to control that technology, evolve that technology, because it's happening very, very fast. For me, the next 50 years will see 5 to 10 such iterations. What happened to information technology in 50 years? Next 50 years will see 5 to 10 such iterations. There are at least 20 technologies which I can think of now will change the world. For example, artificial intelligence, which you are using already in Siri or Alexa or Google search, is changing lives. Similarly, 3D printing will change life completely, thoroughly, transformationally. It will actually ensure that the earlier industrial revolution will come in new. You will be able to manufacture car, you will be able to manufacture your chairs, you will be able to manufacture a gun. Whatever you need to manufacture, you will be able to manufacture nearby your home or at your home. And that is going to change life completely, transformationally. Similarly, robotics. Robotics will change life. You have seen robots cleaning houses. They might walk your dogs later on, or they might make other robots. In fact, robots may actually fight amongst themselves. When two countries fight tomorrow, you will send your robots, they will send their robots. And whoever wins, you have to say that we are now subjugated. The good thing is you will be also able to hack both sides' robots. So there are many, many ways the technology is going to come. Wearable computers are going to be order of the day. Many of us wear computers now, which we know or we don't know, but step counters and all are basically wearable computers. There will be inside body computers. Computers will be moving around your body. If required, they will also measure temperature, pressure, blood sugar, whatever it is, and also put in some medicine when required. It is said that in next 50 years, people will start living regularly for 150 years. If that happens, imagine what will happen. Many of you think that you will be able to take your parents' property. That will take much longer now because they will not die soon. So there are many, many such technologies. Space, very few people have been to space. They have been lucky over the last 70 years. But in next 50 years, millions will go to space as tourists or otherwise. Genetic modification of agriculture will increase the production of food. Genetic modification of animals will also probably recreate dinosaurs, but also create useful animals. Genetically modified babies are now actually reality. In China, last week, 2 babies were born who were modified genetically. So effectively, many, many such technologies are going to come again and again and again in waves. Waves are coming faster. The virtual reality might be such that over next 15 years, you might live more in virtual reality than real reality, because real reality is painful. And virtual reality might give you more interesting ways of life. Exoskeleton, you might be able to run at 100 kilometers per hour, lifting 1,000 kilos, which you currently cannot do. But the new ways of doing things might allow you to do that. Holograms might allow you to be transported to some other places where you are not there. In fact, in last elections, general elections, Mr. Modi used holograms in his election rallies. So these are not fiction, this is not imagination. It's going to come in mass. And that is where your life will change. But have you imagined that once the life changes, will society change? Till now, since the technologies were coming over generations, we used to create laws by learning from other societies which had done it before, or our own past experiences. And we used to assume that past is a good guide to the future. So the laws we create now will last us at least 50 to 100 years. In next 50 years, that may not be possible. We'll have to anticipate as a society what are the rules, regulations, how the society will actually evolve, and that is where the chaos is going to ensue. The societies which are going to adapt to these new technologies, adapt to the new ways of leading life, are the societies which are going to be more competitive. The societies which cannot handle the chaos that is going to come, those societies may not do so well. The societies which are used to be disciplined, the societies which are used to obey the commands, may not be doing so well. All of you, young Indians, are therefore very lucky to be born in this new age of technology, that you are not that disciplined. It's not bad to be disciplined, but this new age, you will be able to actually innovate many things, and it will be a place where newer and newer things will come. I have 2 hypotheses. One is that in next 50 years, the wealth that will be created in the world has not been created in last 10,000 years. World currently has around $360 trillion of wealth. Give and take $40 trillion. Next 50 years will create so much wealth. How much wealth India will be able to create? As almost 20% of world population in next 50 years. Probably you will be able to create more than that, because you are almost 23% of world's young population. And that is where I have a lot of hope that India will be able to leapfrog into newer technologies and create more wealth for the society as well as for individual. The second hypothesis is that in next 50 years, 70% jobs will be such that we have not thought about them today. We cannot think about them today. Jobs are going to change very rapidly. The way we organize going to change very rapidly. And that is where, for me, there is an opportunity and there is a problem. India should take this as an opportunity to move forward, create great wealth for the nation and for the people who work on these technologies. So whenever you get a chance, start working with somebody who works in technology, or start dabbling in technology. If you fail in one, there are 20 more. Try going into any one of this, and who knows, you might become a billionaire tomorrow. Thank you very much.